UYG show.
What is it then that gets somebody to that state? Is it things they experience in life?
Because they want that person to feel that, they're not good enough, they cannot be like that.
No bills will be paid.
Correct.
And the stress will accumulate.
Correct. All of those things.
Help you take that pressure and turn it into
Diamonds.
So see you next time on the UYG show. Hello, welcome to the UYG show. This is series number 3, and today we are on episode number 7. Can you believe it? We are really moving fast along. Episode number 7 today, we're going to be discussing mental wellness in personal development, or rather personal development and mental wellness. So I'm super duper excited today. You have me, your host, Gladness Katega. I am the founder and executive director for Unleash Yourself with Gladness CIC. Whew. Now, personal development is one of my favorite topics. You know, if you know me and you followed me, you will know that that is what I thrive on. Now, before we get too deep into the subject, let's first of all just do the housekeeping, as they call it. If you're here for the very first time, welcome to our YouTube channel, UYG International. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so that you could be notified every time we have a brand new video. And if you haven't already, please connect with us on social media. We are on Facebook, on LinkedIn and Instagram at UYG Social Enterprise. So that's the housekeeping. And obviously, if you want to get in touch with us, you are free to visit our website, which is www.unleashyourselfwithgladnesscic.com. So let us continue in this amazing series of mental health and success. So we have been discussing various topics. Today we are discussing personal development and mental wellness. This is going to be the part 1. So next week, make sure you come back because I will be continuing this particular subject. Now, what is personal development? What is personal development? Personal development is about building your capacity in life, in career, and education. Now, for a lot of us, you know, culturally, where I'm from, there was no such thing as personal development growing up. This is something I personally discovered just about 5 years ago, having gone through my own personal life crisis and really tried to understand who I was. Now, if you know my story, you will know that I went through a lot. I went through a season of domestic abuse. That was a time, that was a challenge. And I also went through actually the loss of my daughter. May she continue to rest in peace. Now, for me, this was the reason I discovered personal development. This was how I got into this work. This is how I became a life coach and a purpose coach, because I realized that growing up, everything that I believed in, my values, my beliefs, everything that I knew was really just based on other people, based on family, based on culture. Nothing was really relevant to myself at the time. So when we say personal development, it's about building your capacity in life, in career and education. It means really getting to know who you are, understanding yourself, and so that you can be the best that you can be. And at UYG Social Enterprise, that is really what we thrive on. We are about you unleashing yourself so that you could live your full potential. So before we get too deep into this, I want you to just take time and think about your personal development. What have you done recently or ever to enable and increase development, growth in a particular area? Have you done anything for yourself to enable an improvement and development in your life, in your personal life? Have you learned any new skills recently? Or have you just been living life on a flow? You can use the comment to interact. Use the comment to interact. And saying that, actually, do comment, do like and share this, because somebody out there needs to learn about personal development. Somebody out there may need to hear this message. So take time to really think about these things as I go through this topic today. So you may say, how do I go about doing this? Well, one of the easiest, I say the easiest or the best manner to do this would be through what is called a SWOT analysis. Now, this is done in business, but you can also do this in your personal life. Because what we realize, even when we deal with our clients, we run courses, we run events, and what we've discovered is when you say personal development, a lot of people, a lot of our clients and service users don't seem to see the need or necessity of developing themselves. And our courses do precisely that. Our programming courses are really structured to enable our service users to develop themselves or their capacity in various areas. So, like I said, one of the tools that you could use is what's called a SWOT analysis. Now, a SWOT analysis is basically assessing your strength, your weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. I'll say that again. Your strength, SWOT stands for strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So you do this by assessing, what are my strengths? So what are my skills? What am I good at? You develop yourself by looking at what you're good at, because then it means that you're able to thrive in that particular area. But it also helps to look at your weaknesses, because this helps you understand what you're not good at and what you need to work on. Now, you can't develop yourself until you actively sit down and reflect on these things, which is why we say, make sure you practice personal development. Give yourself the opportunity. Again, what we learn in our case studies is most people go through life. If I am to ask you now, when was the last time you sat down and reflected, right? Sat down and just thought about yourself in your life. Now, you need to be intentional about this. Take a pen and paper and write down these things. Why? Well, it will help you. Why, or how should I say, it will help you even in your career. Understanding your strength means that you're better able to apply those skills in your work. You're better able to tell your boss that this is what I'm really good at, this is where I thrive, and this is where I need help. So then you can be able to carry out the appropriate training to enhance and work on those weaknesses. But for example, if you're running a business, this is good because you're able to know whom you need to hire. So in your team, you want to have people who have the strength of which are your weaknesses, right? I hope you can see how this is helping you in your career or your life. You also then look at your opportunities. What opportunities are out there for you? So for example, you discover your strength is in writing, right? Or your strength is in creating or dancing. It could be just you're a really good dancer. Then you can look at opportunities. Developing yourself, enhancing your life means you're looking at opportunities in that area that may be helpful for yourself. Now, also you're looking at your threats. Your threats is you identifying what key things or factors could hinder me succeeding in this particular area. What are the things that are maybe bringing you down, right? Then once you're able to identify them, you can then create solutions. Now, if you don't sit down and reflect on these things, then you're not able to build your capacity, enhance your life personally or in your career. So before we dive even deeper, how about we take a quick short break and we'll come back and look at how does this actually affect your mental wellness? How does personal development affect your mental wellness? We'll be right back after this. back to the UYG show. Now, today we are discussing personal development and mental wellness. Now, we already discussed what is personal development, and I shared some tools on how you could apply this so that you could learn more about yourself. Now, I want us to dive deep into how does personal development affect mental wellness. But before I do that, I want to welcome you. If you do want to get in touch with us at UYG Social Enterprise, we do run courses and programs where we do support people with their personal development. So I myself, being a life coach and a purpose coach, you can get in touch with us via our website, or you can get in touch with us via social media, and you can find out just how we could help you develop yourself personally. We also have coaches in mental wellness. We have mental health specialists and psychologists. So we do the counseling side of things if you're going through personal struggles, but capacity building is really one of the things that we're also passionate about. So let's look into how personal development affects your mental wellness. Well, one of the things that it does is increases your self-awareness, which in fact helps your self-esteem. So we do see clients or service users who are experiencing things like anxiety, things like depression, experiencing things such as, lack of confidence. This will be helpful if you look at your personal development, because the more you become aware of yourself, the reason you lack confidence is because maybe you don't know who you are. You are not sure about, you think you are not good at things. But when you look at assessing your SWOT analysis, for example, once you get to know your skills, once you get to know your qualities, it helps with your confidence. It helps with your self-esteem, because you become more proud of yourself. You get to know that actually I may not be good at this, but I'm good at that. And nobody's perfect. So this is good for your mental wellness. It does help reduce things like anxiety and low self-esteem, because as you build yourself personally, you get to learn more about yourself and gain confidence in who you are. One of the other things that it does help is in your relationships. So again, we have lots of people who have breakdown of relationships, family members, or romantic relationships. And sometimes it's just because really it's not understanding whom is beneficial for your relationship. Who should you relate to, right? Because when you become self-aware, building yourself personally, it means that you're actually able to attract the right people that are of the same values and beliefs as you. And that again is one of the major things in developing yourself, is really just understanding your values, your core beliefs, because then it means that you can be aware if somebody is not of the similar values as you would know that, well, this relationship, would it really work out? And that's even in friendship. Once you understand yourself, you're able to understand others. So personal development does help in mental wellness, because actually you're then able to avoid things like heartbreak and, I can go as far as talking about things such as domestic abuse. The reason sometimes you're in a domestic abuse is because you haven't had the confidence in yourself to stand up for yourself, to say no when you should say no. Again, building your self-care and self-love will help reduce. We see this in our case studies, when we go out in our community, we learn that some of the reasons that people are, in domestic abuse or in toxic relationships, like I was, is because I didn't know who I was. I didn't understand myself. Lacking confidence in me meant that I became self-reliant on others. So you really could benefit from working on your personal development in this way. One of the other ways personal development is good for your mental wellness is that it increases your mental fitness. How does it increase your mental fitness? Well, the more you study, because personal development is also educating yourself, reading, taking time to read on things you enjoy, taking out to read up on topics to enhance your career, this helps you gain more understanding, knowledge, and wisdom, which helps your mentality become more productive. You're able to build your resilience, you're able to build your ways of doing things, you become more confident, which again becomes very good for your mental wellness. There are so many we could dive into here, but what I think I'll do is we'll come back next week and talk further into this part to look at some more challenges that people face in practicing personal development. We will also look at some key practices that you could adapt to maintain personal development on a daily basis. So I would end here for today, but I want to encourage you again to subscribe to our channel, become part of our community, connect with us on social media so that you could be updated every time we have some brand new content. So thank you so much for tuning in today. See you next week. It's Sundays at 6 p.m. GMT London time for the UYG show. Bye for now and God bless. See you next week. Welcome to the UYG show.
What is it then that gets somebody to that state? Is it things they experience in life?
Because they want that person to feel that, oh, I can't, they're not good enough, they cannot be like that.
No bills will be paid.
Correct.
And the stress will accumulate.
Correct. All of those things.
Help you take that pressure and turn it into diamonds. So see you next time on the UYG show.